What's up, Heavy Knights, and welcome to another episode of the Pull List. I hope everybody's having a good week. I hope everybody's going to have a good weekend. I hope everybody read a lot of good books and everything. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? I don't have a ton this week. It's still a decent storefolio. There's still some books in there, but not a whole lot. Not like it has been the past couple of weeks. But still some really good reads and some really solid reads. So we will start off with Darth Vader, issue number 36. I've been saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Darth Vader is the best title that Star Wars has going right now. In this particular issue, we do get the backstory of what's going on with the droids and how they're rebuilding some droids. They're putting them back together. The reason being is the droids are wanting, and they only want droids that Vader himself has destroyed. They are basically putting together all of his moves, so to speak. They want to know all of his weaknesses and everything because the droids are rising up against Vader. This is truly the beginning of Dark Droids. It does look like it's going to be really good. We do get the moment where the droids all attack Vader. They're going to kill him. They're going to take him down for basically what he's done to them. And then some droids turn against him and side with Vader. So I'm not sure if the Dark Droids is going to be droids turning against everyone or just droids siding with Vader. Either which way, another solid Darth Vader book. Really good, and if you want the backstory on the Dark Droids, you really need to start here, even though I don't think that this is the official beginning of it. Next up, we have... What do we have? We have No One. I believe this is issue number 4. We have made no bones about it. We love Kyle Higgins on this channel. We love what he's doing with Radiant Black and No One. This is another exceptional issue. This one's actually a fairly wordy issue, but it really needed to be. It definitely has that crime noir feel to it. I do like the aspect of they've made a couple of references to the actual podcast that's been going on with Rachel Lee Cook and Patton Oswalt Patton. Whichever. But it's been really fun. We're getting a little deeper into the story that's getting a little bit harder to explain. But basically, everybody's still trying to track down No One. Everybody's still trying to figure out who the copycat is. Is it a copycat? Is No One a mantle that gets passed? That's kind of my thoughts on it. No One has just been an exceptional read. This is one of those that, yes, we do have a vigilante. Yes, but I still don't think that it falls under the superhero realm. One cool thing about this is we do see No One go up against the copycat killer, which was actually pretty good. No One kind of gets his butt handed to him there for just a minute. But it was a really good issue. I like seeing No One in action. I can't wait until we find out more about his actual character and we start figuring out who he is. So, but No One, issue number 4. Like I said, we're going through these fairly quick because we don't have a whole lot, and I don't want to waste a lot of people's time tonight or today, whenever you're watching this, or next week. I don't know. Next up, we have from AWA Studios. Y'all shouldn't have known there's going to be an AWA book in here. Sins of the Salton Sea, issue number 2. AWA, if you are watching this, please give us some type of crossover issue, something somewhere down the road between Wyatt from Sins of the Salton Sea and Harrow from Devil's Highway. That would be an awesome team up. I don't even know if the comic book community is truly ready for that team up. But Sins of the Salton Sea, we get a little more backstory of, actually we pretty much get the backstory as far as we know, of who the woman and her son was in the back of the truck that Wyatt and his brother and them were trying to hijack, trying to steal. They thought there was money and stuff in there. We find out that Wyatt's brother is actually still alive. He's being pretty much held captive by Cecil, is going to be our bad guy. There's definitely some type of ritual going on in the background, I think. We haven't got that far yet. But Wyatt is... We haven't really and truly gotten to the moment in Wyatt's story where we're just kind of like, yeah, this dude's hardcore. He's definitely a... he's not one to be messed with. But we're getting there. It's even though this is issue 2, I feel like it's a little bit of a slow build with him. Wyatt has already proven himself to be extremely formidable He has already proven himself. He is no dummy on any level whatsoever. I don't know how far AWA plans on taking Sins of the Salton Sea, but 5 issues, this is going to be an outstanding story. Thoroughly impressed with issue 2. The way Wyatt figures out that the phone is being tracked. If you're reading, you understand. If not, go pick it up and read it. And also the way that Wyatt figures out that the police showed up too fast. I mean, he picks up on things, and he, like I said, he proves that he's not stupid on any level. Sins of the Salton Sea is definitely a highly recommended book. And that was issue number 2, so you still have time. Next up on the list, we have Dawn of DC Action Comics issue number 1056. So, and I know this one's actually a couple weeks old, but I kind of just now got around to it, so I wanted to throw it in there right quick. I've never really been a big fan of the adding multiple stories to one book. I would like one story to be throughout the entire book, but the adding multiple stories is working with Action Comics. In this one, we pretty much wrap up the whole Metallo situation, what's going on there. We wrap up Superman taking on Cyborg Superman. That was a really good fight. This has had some amazing art in it. Something about the art in this particular issue, absolutely beautiful. But the secondary story, we have Jonathan is still, I'd say small, 12, 13 years old, somewhere around that age. And he is trapped on the other planet, basically being held hostage, and Superman has gone there to track him down. That one's been really good as well. The third story is a Steelworks story. It involves mainly around steel. I've never really been a big Steel fan, so I'm kind of not reading that one. If anybody out there is reading that story and you want to comment, please leave a comment down below. But Action Comics, it's just been fun again. I've thoroughly been enjoying what they've been doing with Superman in Action Comics and in the ongoing title. Next up, we have our event that has now started. We've got Night Terrors First Blood issue number 1. This was a really good issue. This is not what I was thinking it was going to be. We do have the return of Dr. Destiny. He has come back, kind of, sort of, not really in a way, and he's gone again. I don't want to spoil too much on that for anyone that has not read it. But we have a character by the name of Insomnia, and he's looking for the Nightmare Stone. If he has the Nightmare Stone, he can pretty much, from the sounds of it, wipe out everybody, take completely and totally over on everything. But Destiny actually hid the Nightmare Stone in one of his enemies' nightmares. So we literally have Insomnia is having to jump from hero to hero, create these nightmare scenarios. So he's trying to find the Nightmare Stone. In this particular issue, we do kind of cover a little bit about everybody in it, how we got here. It's actually being narrated by Deadman. I do like it when Deadman shows up and does stuff in it. One of my favorite parts of this book is Deadman kind of doesn't have time. It's kind of comes across as things aren't progressing as fast as he thinks it should. So he jumps into Batman's body so he can tell Superman and Wonder Woman what he thinks is going on. And the entire time it's portrayed throughout the art, Batman is just like going absolutely nuts. His body is just going all over the place. What it is Bruce knows what's going on subconsciously, and he is fighting Deadman on the inside to regain control of his body. I thought that was a really cool aspect of the story, and then Batman's basically, don't ever do that again. Stay off my lawn. Well, we do kind of move forward in the story some, and pretty much everybody ends up falling asleep. Deadman does have to take back control of Batman's body to get him out of there, so they can kind of start working on it, working on the situation of what's going on and why some of the, what they call constructs, the nightmare constructs, are now appearing in the real world, and what is Insomnia actually doing to cause a lot of this to happen. This was a really good, first read. I mean, just, kind of where we go with the story and how it progresses from there. The art was good. The story was good. There was a ton there that really made me want to read more, which goes into Night Terrors Batman issue number 1. This was actually a very freaky issue because the entire issue, these they kind of go hand in hand. I would definitely read this one and then read this one, but basically insomnia is not controlling the nightmares. The nightmares that Batman is having, or the nightmare that he's having, is he's building that nightmare. It's his own fears, it's his own terror that's coming out. And Batman understands that he's in a dream. What made this truly freaky is Batman is a 9-10-year-old boy again, but he talks and he has the mental intellect and everything of Batman. He's not just a child. And in the nightmare, he's even wearing the same little suit that he was wearing the night that his parents got murdered. It was kind of dark. Batman understands that the only way to control his fear is to face his fear and then to go deeper into his own fear. He can control himself by controlling his fear. He does kind of go into that. That kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's a Batman thing. And Batman basically releases all of his fear at one point in this nightmare, and it comes out as a bat that's got like a gun attached to its head. It's really weird looking, but it works. It was really good. I was thoroughly impressed with this. Like I said, it's kind of disturbing to see a 10-year-old running around talking and acting and fighting like Batman. That was kind of weird, but it worked. I thought it was really good. There's a small secondary story in here called Robin No Sleep, and it is Damian. Damian has basically gone to some gurus somewhere they're the ones that taught his grandfather about, basically Damian's trying to stay awake. That's what he's doing. At the time that Damian should be falling asleep like all the other heroes, he kind of controls it. He is staying awake, and Damian is on his way to his dad. He's on his way back. I know a lot of people don't like Damian. It's a typical Damian thing, the attitude, the way he carries himself, the way he acts. But it was a cool little story to see him heading back in there. And Williamson did write both of these, the Batman Night Terrors and Robin No Sleep, so it was really good. I can't wait to see exactly where this is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to read all of the Night Terrors titles. I know there's a couple that I'm just kind of on, just a personal preference thing. I definitely want to check some more out. I know that I want to read the Superman Night Terrors and the Wonder Woman Night Terrors. Those look really good. I don't know, like I said, I don't know about the others. That's going to be just as big a surprise to y'all if I review them as it is to me. So, that's pretty much the review list for this, pull list for this week. Like I said, I didn't have a ton of comics, but I had some really good ones. The Bug had a lot of comics come in herself, so maybe one day we'll be able to talk her into doing a review. We did go ahead, let me slide off camera. We did go ahead and pick up the Minnie Mouse Captain Marvel. I know they're propping up the sales of Spider-Man by doing these, but I mean, this was a good cover. We had to have it for the Disney collection, so don't judge me. But hey, once again, we're getting ready to go into the weekend. I hope everybody has a good weekend. I hope y'all have a safe weekend, and we will see you next week back here on the Pull List.